Hey everyone, it's Joel from Geek Studios. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are revisiting one of the biggest EV stories we've covered in our recent Friday Charge episodes, which is Ford's decision to cancel the F-150 Lightning. If you haven't seen that episode, check it out. We chatted about a wide variety of EV topics and news. When the news first broke about the Lightning, it sent shockwaves to the EV community, especially for a truck that was once seen as the future of electric pickups. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. Now let's replay the conversation as we break down what happened, why Ford made this move, and what it means for the future of electric vehicles.
All right, let's start off with our big topic of the night. Everyone grab your drinks. Let's pour one out. The F-150 Lightning is dead. So in a bit of shocking news this week, Ford announced that its all-electric F-150 Lightning pickup would not be returning for the 2026 model year. This comes after a few interesting events. For starters, Ford had previously announced a new lineup for 2026. They were removing the XLT trim. They had an all-new STX trim, which had its own interior and its own some exterior details and its own grill and blah, blah, blah. And they've been parading it around car shows as recently as the November Electrify Expo. But as we discussed a few weeks ago as well, though, Lightning production had been paused due to an aluminum shortage caused by a fire at an aluminum supplier, and that they had already kind of talked about moving employees from the Lightning plant over to the regular F-150 plant during the shutdown. And now the shutdown is no longer a pause. It is just dead. Ford did, however, announce that the Lightning will come back, but this time as an E-Rev instead of a full-on battery electric vehicle. So E-Rev, for those unfamiliar, is an extended range electric vehicle. So usually, basically, think like a Chevy Volt. It's a plug-in hybrid, basically. Ford is claiming that the next-gen Lightning will have similar acceleration. It'll have over 700 miles of range. They say it will tow like a locomotive. We'll see. This move comes as CEO Jim Farley has stated that the market isn't there for a $70,000 electric truck. And I have a little beef with that statement, but we can wait a minute. Ford is expected to take a $19.5 billion hit from this change. Ford also states that they are still focused on launching their new affordable EVs in the future. So, Joel, do you want to kick us off? What do you think?
So I feel this is one of those catch-22, you're damned if you do, or if you're damned if you don't. So on the one hand, it's not surprising. They're bleeding money. Their EV program is just bleeding money. So one way to fix that is to stop making one of your most expensive EVs. Doing that, you're going to tick off a lot of your customer base. So do you keep making the EV and keep losing billions of dollars, or do you stop making the EV and tick off your whole customer base? I mean, I don't know. It ticks me off because it's a really good electric truck.
And it's the best-selling one.
I mean, for a while there, I think they were having there was waits to get one. Like when they first came out, there was a wait list to get one. I mean, we've ridden one. It rides great. Does it tow great? No, because it doesn't have a huge battery that you see from GM and Chevy and all those. Those cars have these gargantuan batteries to where if you need to tow, you can easily get 350 miles out of the towing range because the batteries are humongous. Ford, that wasn't the way Ford went. Now they could have put a huge battery in and sold it for $100,000, which I don't think that would have worked either. But for its purpose, I want a truck. I want an EV. I don't need to tow that often. It served its purpose, and it was a really good quality made electric truck.
Yeah, my whole thing, I don't see why the E-Rev and the battery vehicle couldn't have existed in the same space, right?
True. Yep.
Why couldn't you have a full battery-powered Lightning and then offer an E-Rev? Because the whole argument is that people didn't want it because it was electric or whatever. And they just, truck people to truck people, which is fine. It's a decent argument. However, I think everyone who's bought a Lightning loves theirs.
Yes.
Everyone who's made the plunge.
Yes.
because ultimately you don't tow something. Most people probably aren't towing something every day. Most people aren't
Yes.
using the truck for more than the occasional Home Depot run and taking furniture to the dump once a year type
Or
situation.
taking the boat to the
It's
lake in the summertime that's 20 miles away or something like that. Yeah.
um and most people like, and it's the whole towing thing, but it's like most people aren't doing it that often.
Yeah.
Um but like I don't see why it's like, okay, have the Lightning, which, Jim Farley made the comment saying like $70,000 truck is like, I mean, they were down to like in the 55, weren't they?
Yeah. We started at
Starting.
39.9, didn't we?
There was also an issue, if Ford really wanted to sell cheaper ones, they could have offered the Pro to consumers instead of locking it behind fleet sales.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if the problem is cost, how much it costs Ford to build it. I don't see how building an E-Rev is going to be cheaper than building a full electric truck.
It's probably gonna be more expensive.
Because now you're building an electric car and a gas-powered car and shoving it in the same car and having to do all the engineering that goes behind that
Mm-hmm.
and all the tooling. And I don't see how it's cheaper to build a vehicle that admittedly will have a smaller battery
Yes.
pack, but still, I mean, probably have a decent-sized battery pack and will probably have a 3.5-liter V6, just completely lost what Ford calls it.
Sebastian just
EcoBoost.
Yep.
We'll probably have a 3.5-liter EcoBoost in it because that's Ford's go-to engine, which makes it a good engine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I don't see how you can do all that and keep the price in that, like, I don't know. That's where my beef is with the whole the comment about, there's not a market for the electric truck, the expensive trucks. It's like, so you're going to build a different expensive truck?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And Ford, I talked about this a little bit on our audio only podcast when we talked about this. Their goal is small cars. I mean, they said that our goal moving forward is to make small, compact, affordable EVs. So I don't know if we'll see another mid-size or small size EV truck from Ford anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just interesting. It's a interesting move. I can't help but also, this has got to be somewhat political based.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be, everything that's gone down in the last year has to be related to that. Of course, Ford's not going to come out and say that.
Yeah. I mean, you could pause production. Say, we're pausing production for 6, 8, 9 months. We're going to try to find a cheaper way to make this car to where we could sell it for $55,000 and still make a profit of it. But no, they just said, bye.
Yeah. And I mean, and they're doing it. And even though they're going to take a $19.5 billion hit from doing it, I don't know. I struggle. Ford does claim that this move will allow the Model E program to reach profitability by 2029.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yep.
Assuming they sell E-Revs.
Yep.
But yeah, this is such a weird thing to me. And I mean, and it sucks. The Lightning's a good truck.
And this was kind of the first domino of the week with Ford. So then we had other news.
There's going to be more talking about that.
Yep.
We're going to keep talking about that throughout the night. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. Lightning was a good truck. I also, again, why I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like, okay, if you're planning on introducing the E-Rev in 2027 or 2028, just keep making the BEV until then. You already have the tooling. You
2 or 3 billion, or would you rather lose 19 billion?
It's like this was probably in the works. They were probably going to. I think they were going to kill it at the end of 2026.
Yeah,
I really do. And then the aluminum shortage happened, and that just kind of accelerated the timeline.
Because
I mean,
we literally did an episode probably 8, 10 weeks ago, 2 months ago, talking about the new. Is it the SXT, STX model? XTX model that they were bringing out. We, like you said, we saw one exactly a month ago on display at Electrify Expo. It looks sharp. The interior was nice. It's like, wow, look at this. It's really cool looking. And then you have this. I mean, the people in the Lightning communities were really, really ticked off about this. And we know we're very good friends with some passionate Lightning owners, and they were not happy.
No, I mean, I've seen plenty of people that, claim to be excited about the prospect of the E-Rev or whatever. And don't get me wrong. I think it's a cool idea. I struggle to see the financial sense.
Yeah. Ask Ram how it worked out trying to develop an E-Rev. So.
Oh, they claim they're still doing it. Who knows?
Yeah, they claim it. So.